Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Hey Grad Crypto posting this XRP affirmative confirmation. XRP's on the verge of a pump, flip the blue line into support, and then we will have fireworks. So what he's looking at is this over here. This is the XRP chart on the monthly, guys. And as you can see, the month of January, well, I mean, we've witnessed it. It has been fairly bullish. And he's looking for a breakout past this trend line, past this blue line here. He says, I'm still waiting for the breakout and the retest for affirmative confirmation. Now, if we take a look at the XRP chart, I've got it up here on the monthly. And what I've noticed about this candlestick in particular, now it's almost there. If I zoom in, you guys can see it's almost there. XRP didn't actually trade lower than the close of the previous month, which would in fact make it a bullish engulfing pattern. And generally what that means is that, bulls have taken over. Here's a definition. What is a bullish engulfing pattern? But I'm just going to talk about some of the key takeaways here. A bullish engulfing pattern is a candlestick pattern that forms when a small black candlestick. Okay, so in this example, we've got black candlesticks, which represent the red candlesticks, and then the white candlesticks, which represent the green candlesticks. What they're saying here is that when a small black candlestick is followed the next day by a large white candlestick, the body of which completely overlaps or engulfs the body of the previous day's candlestick. In this case, they're talking about a daily chart. And we're looking at the monthly chart. So we're actually just looking at this on a larger time frame. Bullish engulfing patterns are more likely to signal reversals when they are preceded by 4 or more black candlesticks. So that's the other thing we have to pay attention to. We had seen 3 negative candlesticks before this. A bit of a different situation here, although we are again looking at this on the monthly and not the daily. Investors should look not only to the 2 candlesticks which form the bullish engulfing pattern, but also to the preceding candlesticks. Ultimately, though, what they're suggesting is that, if we do see this particular type of formation on the pattern, chances that we are going up is a lot higher. Now, this is not actually a bullish engulfing pattern, as I mentioned earlier, because what we are seeing here is basically XRP opening the next month exactly where the previous month had closed. So usually this happens when we gap down. And it's usually, they're talking about it in context of a daily chart too. And traditionally, we would have talked about this in terms of stocks. We know the crypto market is open 24/7, so we generally wouldn't get that gap down, obviously, since the crypto market never closes. Nevertheless, a very positive bullish move coupled with what looks like some strong bullish volume. So all positive points to take away here. I should also mention, here's XRP on the hourly. Over the wee hours of the morning, guys, XRP did hit 43.2, did come right back down here and now just kind of trading in and around 42 and a half cents, give or take. So we did see quite a spike for XRP over the wee hours of the morning. So we're going to keep an eye on that and see what comes of that. We've also got this from Bitcoin News. So Signature Bank. So this is with relation to the story that I was talking about yesterday, Binance, Swift, and the possibility that Binance might choose to actually acquire a RippleNet license. So this has to do with Signature Bank. So the particular bank in question here that has decided to restrict accounts. And it's not just Binance. Signature Bank restricts accounts from Bitstamp, Bithumb, Binance, eToro, Huobi, Kraken, which is now Payward, Nexo, and OKX. So they have decided to basically slash and burn all the crypto exchanges and proceed with these limitations on retail traders. Cannot put a transaction through Swift that is under $100,000. Caesar down here saying, I imagine that I would start to lose clients. I would not use a bank that limits me in the use of my money. Instead, they can use it however they want. That's not the thing. 21 million down here saying the war has started restricting banking to exchanges, new laws of Swift payments. So, all in an effort to basically restrict the retail trader to be able to, invest a reasonable amount. Because, quite frankly, not everybody can afford to invest $100,000. Actually, most people cannot afford a $100,000 investment in one fell swoop. So really limiting traders. And if you guys didn't catch the video I did on this yesterday, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. Moving along, though, to the latest prediction from the buyback calculation, $122,580. This from XR Beans here on Twitter. Everybody keeps asking me what I think of the latest XRP buyback calculation. I wish I could comment on this, but I have an ongoing NDA with the Federal Reserve pertinent to these negotiations. Sorry, being a little facetious here. We've also got Moon Family Sedan here at Moon Lambo on Twitter. I have things to say about this $122,580 XRP valuation model. I'm going to challenge the model and ideas surrounding it, won't hold back, but none of it is an attack on any human. I sincerely say the ideas are the most extreme nonsense I've encountered in my 5+ years in crypto. He goes on with a bit of a tweet thread, and I will link it here in the description of the video. I mean, there's just so much going on here. I wanted to talk a little bit more about this in the collateralization model from yesterday's video, as posted by Molly Elmore here on Twitter. And then we're going to dissect it, get into some opinions about this valuation model, and, is this a fair market value for XRP? Well, this is what Molly Elmore actually asks here. The valuation team within the XRP Buyback Confidential Committee has been working diligently to answer that question. Here's a thread on the model. So just to go over this, a cursory look over of the collateralization model. So we're looking at all the money here and all the different avenues where we could see that money going. As we all know, fair market valuation, the big bank single day migration to a tokenized monetary system. Well, we've heard of these blackouts. We've heard of this concept, the run on the banks, the possibility that everything could go dark over a period of time. Model assumptions, so, just going over some of those. Again, I will link this in the description. Traditionally unaccounted for value sources, so the North American Water and Power Alliance, BIS off balance for FX swaps, Department of Defense, and U.S. unfunded liabilities. We've got XRP value calculations. So some estimates here. Model drawbacks does not account for competing effects of utility and store of value, unable to account for unknown value that we are unaware of, which is a very big one. Even David Schwartz has mentioned that, there are use cases for XRP that are going to be around 10 years from now that we can't even fathom today. This also assumes reuse of XRP for transactions are irrelevant. So then they go into the collateralization. Collateralization is a process of securing a loan with valued assets, which is referred to as collateral. Assets considered collateral are generally easy to value and liquidate. Real estate, securities, cars, jewelry, art. So then give some examples in addition. Companies sometimes pledge equity capital or receivables as collateral for loans. While the concept was introduced in the framework of securing loans, it also applies to the upcoming transition of a tokenized digital asset-based monetary system. This assumes we are in a world where everything is tokenized. A mirror image of all the money needs to be represented on the blockchain. So, there is evidence to suggest that this is the way we are going. When this is going to happen is definitely a big question mark. But Molly Elmore continues with this thread. She goes on to say there are multiple ways one could determine the fair market value of a utility asset like XRP that is designed to efficiently move value via the blockchain. The valuation team chose to build a series of models to leverage multiple industry standard methodologies, including econometrics, financial modeling, accounting principles, and theoretical mathematics. The plan is to present each model to the community at large, one at a time, and then distribute a paper that explains all in detail, including assumptions, formulas, and data inputs. Unlike some of the other groups who have covered this topic, for example, the Michnik and Athey paper of 2018, this pattern will be written in a way that anyone interested can easily understand, no academic or legal vernacular, which is good, I guess, for the XRP community. What you choose to do with this information is up to you. The team will explain how we plan to use it. However, understanding the fair market value of an asset you hold can be useful to you in multiple ways. Model 1. So collateralization addresses the question from the assumptions that the Fed's Big Bang migration of all the value of the blockchain happens very quickly. Okay, and we are assuming that this could be partially how we transition. All the value that exists in the world, all the money will be tokenized and represented on the blockchain. In our current world of money, when you want to take out a loan, assets are used to collateralize the loan. The collateral assets are used to give the loan value. This concept is also similar to wrapped tokens, where the value exists on the blockchain and a mirror image of that value can be minted on another blockchain. The value on both blockchains can't be used at the same time. In the same way that you have your money held aside, you are given poker chips at a casino. So an interesting allegory there. This model assumes that all the value in the world will be represented on the XRP Ledger, and due to the constraints of the circulating supply, the token price has to be adjusted to cover the total value. So all the money, guys, as Evan Schwartz did suggest in that old Ripple video, I think it was from 2017, XRP or the XRP Ledger is focusing on all the money. Some of the other models address time variables, the same XRP being used over and over to move money. However, this model assumes all value must be represented on the ledger. If I go to the casino, window to transfer 100 to poker chips, it doesn't matter if I choose to only use $10 worth of chips at the poker table, reusing that value if I win to play multiple games. The model builder took a conservative approach with qualifying all the money. and only used asset classes that could be verified via traditional media or industry sources. However, we know that a massive amount of value exists within covert, clandestine, or otherwise undisclosed programs. Our estimate is the value of those asset classes exceeds what was used in the model by multiple factors. Therefore, the model outcome, or the $122,580 per token, is lower than it should be and may increase over time as new sources of global are verified. Accounting principles around risk adjusting coverage ratios and net present value were applied to the model per industry standards. This will be explained in detail in the white paper that's coming in February. To our knowledge, nothing like this has been attempted by any group. We are eager to engage all of you in this productive discussion. If you guys found this interesting, please do follow Molly Elmore here on Twitter. And again, I will link this in the description if you guys are more interested in this model, this valuation model that they are assuming. Now, I mean, it does take into consideration a lot of assumptions here that they are assuming could be used to value XRP moving forward. So again, some of the model assumptions: all the world's value will be represented on the blockchain. Risk-adjusted coverage ratio accounts for liquidity needs in future economy. So, we can take into consideration today's economy, but we got to look to the future and what could come down the pipe then. And again, that is, nobody knows really what's going to happen at that point. So we just kind of have to put our best estimates forward. Only 50% of minted XRP is part of the circulating supply. And the balance sheet approach is a moment-in-time snapshot of the world's value. So some assumptions here. What Wrath of Kahneman has put out, though, and I thought that this was a nice complementing thread because of how we're now looking at the XRP Ledger. We're talking about all the use cases, potential future use cases. He posted this, okay, can the XRPL represent the value of everything all at once? Can XRP be backed by gold? Both questions seem related to misunderstanding what XRP is and how it now functions. A boorish, simple thread. Well, we'll make that judgment. According to xrpl.org, there are two types of assets on the XRP Ledger: XRP tokens, and that's it. Two categories with different properties. Honestly, could end this thread here, but I'm avoiding work, so here it goes. And so he links all the supporting data as well. XRP is the Ledger's native token. We all know this. It can be sent anywhere from anyone, and receipt is settlement. Don't have to wait for anything more. It secures the network as payment of a very small but traffic-scaled transaction cost and a required reserve amount for an account. Some advanced features on the XRP Ledger, such as escrow and payment channels, only work with XRP. So payment channels are wild, but they will allow asynchronous payments. For now, just remember, a pay channel is not a trust line. So there are some technicals that we have to know about this. 100 billion XRP were created. None can be created. No more can be created, in other words. Only destroyed by transaction fees or by sending it to an address for which no one holds a key, blackholing it. The price of XRP is determined by market value. How much do people want to pay to hold XRP or use it to move money? If the value of XRP existing on the order books is not enough to move value as desired, it will bid up to handle it, which means XRP price will rise in order for people to be able to hold that XRP so that these transactions can go through, because they're going to need the asset, right? There are lots of debates about what amount of value will XRP be used to move and what it will do to the price. There are 100 billion XRP after all, settling quickly. Important to note, XRP is not backed by anything. It can't be. It does not represent external value, only the price someone is willing to pay for it on an order book. It's not guaranteed. Its price is a metric of intrinsic value. The value of the network, I think that he meant their transaction to the market. He goes on to say XRP doesn't tokenize. It's this lack of backing that makes it a useful trust line in between settling currency. XRP can't be backed by gold. It makes no sense to even try, buy it all and guarantee it. Tokenizing requires a second kind of asset, or tokens. So, it's not backed by gold today. I'm going to interject here. All this could change. The purpose of using XRP could change down the road, and there could be a transformation. We just don't know. There's so many unknowns still. Tokens have different qualities than XRP, originally called IOUs, then issued currencies, and now just tokens to reflect the growing diversity of NFTs, stablecoins, and other tokenized value. They represent assets outside of the XRP on the ledger. This representation of assets requires trust. You can tokenize almost anything, but something outside the XRPL is guaranteeing the value. The XRPL can only represent someone else's promises in a token. It cannot guarantee it. Tokens require trust lines, a relationship between two XRPL accounts. So we've all heard about the trust lines. We opened one up to get our Flare or FLR tokens. during the time of the snapshot. Stablecoins, NFTs, community credit all require a trust line, but not XRP because it is the native token. Unlike XRP, tokens can be frozen, fees can be charged. Tokenizing things on the XRPL does not directly increase XRP value. In fact, they function almost independently. Sure, there is a transaction fee, reserve fee that require XRP, but the value tokenized is quite divorced from the value of XRP. So that's ignoring pathfinding at the moment. So here's the point that Wrath of Kahneman wants to basically highlight here. The hope is that the usefulness of the XRPL to tokenize things makes XRP valuable because the ledger works, but XRP is not the tokenization. Of course, there is more to it. One issue is pathfinding for tokens, which, for simplicity's sake, I've left out. The role of smart contracts, AMM, come into play, but I don't think it changes the basic paradigm. Tokens require external trust. So that is the end of his long thread. But the way people talk about these assets on the XRPL and XRP gets muddled on this app, and it seemed lame. So just to tell everyone to read the docs. From the Wrath of Kahneman giving his opinion on the XRPL and basically giving us an idea of, kind of a little bit more of the nuts and bolts to what Molly Elmore is talking about here when we're talking about the collateralization of all the money, how the XRPL can be used for that, and just giving us, a little bit more insight on XRP and its relationship to the XRP ledger. Tokenizing all the money. Now, Bob Way, yesterday, and I mentioned this in yesterday's video, he wanted to touch on this collateralization model. He wrote, I want to write something really profound about this. Unfortunately, it is Saturday and he'd been drinking, so I'm going to leave this as a placeholder. And, he encouraged people to jump in. And what people did was they did just that. They did jump in, so Panosmec did exactly what I did, and now he's stealing my engagement. Props to Panosmec. One of the points I was planning to write profoundly about was engagement. He goes on to say, my above post got 97 comments, 99 retweets, 452 likes, and 54.5 thousand views. And I didn't even say anything yet. I think that speaks more about what is going on than any direct statement from me. So he originally wanted to give props out to Panosmec. So Panosmec basically was saying about this collateralization model and the $122,000 plus XRP, nonsense after nonsense. It keeps going and it's getting more and more ridiculous and embarrassing. If you think there is even a tiny chance of this happening, you need to sit down and learn the basics of finance and blockchain technology. So Irish Tiger responded to this. He says, you're right, of course, but if XRP intends to be the global bridge currency, then it will have to represent some figure. I'm just not sure what that figure is. Do you? And Panos responds to that. XRP doesn't intend to be anything. It's a native coin of a decentralized network. Anyone can use it however they please. There is no certain use case. So he's not venturing to guess how high or how low XRP will be in order to, be able to facilitate all these transactions. Kevin Rose down here saying, brah, no one is saying that this is going to happen. It's just a perspective or an estimate of how much money could pass through. And I have to agree with this sentiment, right? There is no clear path. I mean, nobody has given us any kind of clear path for XRP, especially nobody at Ripple. Everybody's been keeping their mouths shut. Mum has been the word for many years now. So, I mean, again, speculation. This is what this team is currently looking towards. And, based on their calculations, $122,000 per XRP was their estimate. And so Panos responds, you don't understand. This has nothing to do with perspectives or opinions. The information here is completely inaccurate and don't make any sense at all. It's not that it could happen because it confuses concepts. Dennis Menace down here says totally agree, though this kind of approach brings hype and speculation, etc. So that's the other thing, right? When we're generating these types of predictions, it does get the XRP community excited. I mean, if there's meat and potatoes behind it, it's definitely worth entertaining and definitely worth observing, but we have to be skeptical. We can't just assume it is 100% fact, and that goes for anything, right, guys? It's a cycle that creates misinformation and confusion, so Panosmec being critical of that part of it. Going back to what Bob Way said, though, about this, he did go on to say, I am hugely bullish on XRP. So, despite this, he does say he is hugely bullish on XRP. I think it will go up significantly over time, he says. Most people know that about me already, and I've done videos in the past on Bob Way's thoughts on XRP, and I'll see if I can find one. I'll link one up here in the top right-hand corner for you guys. When I can, I also work to educate people on the XRP Ledger so they can understand where the additional value will come from. In the future, I plan on launching projects on the XRPL himself. So that's what he plans on doing. XRPL's success requires people working towards that success. either by moving existing value transactions to the XRPL in order to improve speed, cost, or efficiency, or by creating new products to buy and sell using the XRP Ledger. My plan is to do both. So, I mean, as a developer, as a programmer, these guys have an upper hand. They can actually create more value towards the XRPL. I mean, most of us don't have that ability, but these guys can actually work to create more value to the XRPL, and this is what Bob is looking to do. I'm also happy to support other people working to profit by using the XRPL. In the end, people profiting is what will drive growth and increase XRP's value. So, obviously we need more infrastructure surrounding the XRPL in order for there to be more value. The above document lists lots of different types of transactional values that could move over the XRPL. So now addressing the collateralization model, but it doesn't do any work to make that happen. So basically what Bob's saying here is the real work versus the talk. Wishing it to be so doesn't seem to make a very good business strategy. So I'm actually at a loss for why I should care. Yet others seem to be profiting either monetarily or by reputation building. So he's talking about the people that are coming out with these predictions. As many know, I had lunch with Jimmy Valley last week. He's very bullish on the XRPL and its utility. He is also funding projects to bring new value to the XRPL. So something to know about Jimmy Valley. I think it is fair to say that he also believes others are actively working to frustrate both Ripple and XRPL's progress. But I still don't understand the direction they are pursuing. I'm convinced myself they aren't out to defraud anyone. They are putting in the effort. I just don't see any reward coming from this. Maybe I'm just blind. Jimmy emailed me the underlying numbers from the committee this morning, so I reached out for clarification about the audience for this work. Since it just doesn't seem like anything worth my time, I specifically asked, is this a team building exercise? Is this to drive YouTube engagement? Is this supposedly to encourage more people to build on the XRP Ledger, more people to send and receive XRPL payments, or for more people to buy XRP in expectation of someone flipping the switch? So he hasn't heard back yet, but he says he's personally not sending XRP to anyone for any reason, pledging my XRP for the project for any reason, or signing my name to any petition related to this, but I understand others might find this more compelling. So this is Bob Way's opinion. He doesn't get why they are doing this. He does not know what the reward is. He also thinks that, more people building on the XRPL is going to be the real way, the best way to add value to the ecosystem, crypto as a whole, and more importantly, guys, to drive value to the XRP native cryptocurrency token on the XRP Ledger. So it's not out of the question, certainly is still a possibility. Collateralizing all the money, $122,000 per XRP? Probably not in 2023. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.